and welcome to another edition of CEO Unplugged. I'm Scary Jones from Elvis Duran, the Z100 Morning Show. I'm all giddy with laughter and excitement because I feel like a kid again. I feel rejuvenated. I visited the place that I'm about to talk to you about. I have the chief creative guy here from American Dream in New Jersey, right by the Meadowlands. His name is Ken Downing, and he's on your screen right now, and I think he's immersed himself in the water park. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, Ken.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for having me. I am not fully submerged or immersed into the water park. I'm in the water park. Actually, our lifeguards are in the wave pool right now, doing their safety protocols before we invite guests. Yeah, I heard you learned how to do a little bit of surfing while you were here the last time.
Yes. Well, first I have to tell you, I'm a huge fan of your team. They're wonderful. They've been great to work with. But they, everybody has created the ultimate experience for me at American Dream. And your team, they took me down to a surf lesson with Santa. It was around the holidays, right there at the DreamWorks Water Park. That was back in December. And by the way, I can't wait to learn more about your vision of American Dream, which is why we're here today. I had to have you as a guest. So I wanted to let you know I'm a huge fan, okay?
Well, when I found out that you were hanging 10 in the water park with Santa, how could I resist? Anything you want to know, yeah. I'm an open book, right. And I'll let you know.
So that right there, you're looking at the backdrop of American Dream, of the water park, which is the DreamWorks Water Park.
It is the DreamWorks Water Park here at American Dream.
Right?
Well, actually, I will tell you, it is the largest indoor wave pool in the world. Right here in the middle of New Jersey, right outside of Manhattan. And it's the world's second largest indoor water park in the world. So it's a pretty spectacular feat of architecture.
What do they have in there? Can you explain what you have?
I can. Well, it's all amazingly DreamWorks themed, but we have this enormous wave pool. As you know, we have our surf pools where you can learn to surf. We have award-winning water slides and a drop slide where you climb to the top and the floor just drops out from underneath you and you slide all the way into another pool. There's the Shrek swamp. We have the Kung Fu Panda pond, the lazy river. If you love water, if you love being at the beach and you want to be in the beach 365 days a year, this is the place to be. And it all has a glass roof. And the great thing is you can actually get a tan. The glass keeps out the bad UV rays, but it lets in the good UV rays. So you can sit in your lounger, you can hang out poolside, be in the pool, and get a little suntan while you're at it. So it might be snowing or blizzarding outside here on the East Coast, but it's always a sunny day and it's always summer here at American Dream.
I heard it's always 82 degrees, even in February,
always 82,
right?
Always 82 degrees.
That's fantastic. Now, it doesn't do it any justice. I mean, you have a beautiful view where you are, but the enormity of it, you just have to see it for yourself. By the way, their website, americandream.com, you could take a look. Now, now that you guys have cabanas and suites and skyboxes, you're in one of them right now. So
I am in one of them right now.
Those are rentable, correct?
They are rentable. In fact, they were designed by Jonathan Adler, who is an amazing designer and also a good friend. And when I joined American Dream, it would be easy for many people to look across the river and let's have everything about New York. But we're not about New York. We're a community, a city within ourselves. And I really wanted to be able to celebrate a lot of the talents that come from the New Jersey area. And Jonathan, born and bred here in New Jersey, and has a great sense of color and whimsy. And he was just the perfect individual to bring on and help us envision these amazing skyboxes. Each level has a different theme. I'm actually in Tulum right now. We have Bali a level above me, and then Capri the level above that. And they're all very different and unique by color and by design. So they in themselves are a must-see, but certainly the water park is unbelievable. And as you said, you can almost not describe the water park. You have to see it to believe it. I tell people about it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. Then they show up and they're gobsmacked. They are gobsmacked. They're like, this can't possibly be real. Mm-hmm. But it is real, and that's what we do at American Dream. We make dreams come true, and we make the surreal real, and that's really what American Dream is all about.
So let's back up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your career and your role at American Dream. How did you get into this?
It's interesting. As you know, I'm a fashion person, and I came out of the luxury fashion world, but I've always been about experience. I've always been about the customer experience and been having the ability to transport what a customer can expect through a fashion show, through a party, through an event. And I was introduced to Don Gramasian, our CEO, a while back, and he said, you see the world through an entirely different lens. You see the world 360. You see it in scent. You see it in vision. You see it in tactile ways. You have to become part of this. And he brought me here. I thought, oh, Ken Downing, what are you doing? You're going to go work at a mall. And I realized immediately,
it's not a mall.
This is not a mall. And I was quick, the first individual to say, we are taking the M out of the mall and we're making it an all, because it is an all for everyone. But you know, I envision what the experiences of the guests are going to be through advertising, through marketing, through how our retail partners are introduced into the property. And really, we are building a city within a city. And I look at the world as a customer. I look at the world as a guest, and I think about what's going to blow my mind. What's going to be that superlative, that fantastical thing that's going to keep you talking about us when you leave. Everyone's always, is it about how the customer feels when they arrive? Absolutely. But to me, it's more important, what do you take with you when you leave? What is the memory that sticks with you forever? And we're all about making memories. And I'm the memory magic maker here at American Dream. And it's really fantastic. You know, when you see people of every age, the young at heart, that come to American Dream, not entirely sure of what they're going to experience, everyone leaves with a smile. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves being here. And it's their backyard playground. I mean, truly, we are right here, close to everyone, easy to get to, and there's nothing you can't experience at American Dream, and more experiences to come.
What does American Dream stand for?
You know, I'm asked that often. And you know, when you think of the American Dream, it's endless possibilities. I mean, we are all about being a gracious community. We're about being a diverse community. And American Dream is where anything can happen, because here in America, we dream. And when we dream, we create endless possibilities. And therein lies our name.
Give us a quick history of the American Dream journey, because I know this has been a project for quite some time. What was the ultimate pivot in the creative direction? Because, well, I mean, you came in, you took over, you're like, boom.
I'm kind of a drop the mic kind of guy.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the very beginning of this project when it was actually named something else and had different owners?
Well, no. Let's take us from when after all that, and then it. When American Dream entered the picture, they stepped in. In my mind, the American Dream team saved it, because it was for so long, for 16 years, it was under other people, whatever.
Well, for those who don't know it, I mean, the short story is in 2008 during the financial collapse, when a financial group evaporated in the middle of the afternoon, the project came to a screeching halt. And a couple years later, the Gramasian family, who own West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, as well as Mall of America and other various properties we have around the country, realized that there was something here that the other group probably had not envisioned. And knowing that there was this huge opportunity to have something not only here in the community of New Jersey, but also something for people who were traveling to New York or lived in Manhattan could come and see, was also impetus for wanting them to reinvent this property. And I'll tell you what's interesting about it, we are one of the largest reuse. Everybody talks about sustainability. This property within itself is a sustainable property because it is a reuse of a building that could have actually met the wrecking ball. And they took something that could have met the wrecking ball and they gave it a new life and they gave it a new purpose. So knowing that the idea of entertainment and experience was truly the future of where the traditional shopping center was going to head, they ended up buying contiguous land next to it so that we could have a stellar retail lineup, we could have a stellar dining lineup, and we could have a stellar entertainment lineup.
Sure.
You know, a little bit of why we are so different, just to get into the math. Most shopping centers are 80+% retail, 20 and sometimes less percent entertainment. We're 45% retail and 55% entertainment.
Wow.
And we're continually looking to find these over-the-top experiences that you can't find not only anywhere else here in the US, but anywhere else in the world. And being able to bring these amazing gifts of experience to our guests, it really makes us a property like no other. You know, we're a little theme parks. We have a little casino. We have a little shopping center. We're kind of an amalgam of everything. You come to experience, be it from our art collection, from the Nickelodeon theme park, from the DreamWorks water park, our ice rink, Angry Birds mini golf, the amazing dining that we have throughout the property, and certainly our superlative retail partners. There's something truly for everyone. And, it's funny, when I joined, people said, you come from high fashion. How are you going to translate this? I always believe aspiration is within everyone. And something that I did and I continue to do is I like to elevate the presentation. I like to elevate the experience. It doesn't matter where you come from in life. Everybody wants that amazing experience and be able to enjoy it as a collective group.
Yes.
So it's important to me that when we're a community, people come to American Dream sometimes not even to go to the water park or the theme park or shop. They just like to walk American Dream like it's a city street, and they enjoy the park and bring their kids and take photographs. So, it's interesting. The original shopping center in the late 50s and early 60s was about building community. And when I came, I thought, I'm going to do my due diligence. I've spent time in malls, certainly in my past career, and certainly as a kid, as we all do. But what was the impetus of the shopping center, of these big and often architecturally important buildings filled with world-class art? They were a gathering center for communities to come together. So in a bit of a retro rewind, if you will, we've created a idea of the old world center in a new world way, because it's where people come together, it's where they meet, and it's where they share their lives.
It feels like it's its own little city. There's so much to do. I could spend an entire week there without leaving, and I mean that. And so that's why it's that. Let's go back to the beginning. That's why you don't use the word mall. You use the word all. But I'm more impressed because people go on vacations and then they talk about staycations. You guys speak about a daycation.
We talk about daycations.
Can you explain? You kind of summed it up. I think it's kind of self-explanatory to people who just watched the last 5 minutes of this. But why don't you elaborate on that?
Well, one, I think we have to look at the world that we are living in today. And certainly, a lot of people are not traveling within the country. A lot of people are certainly not traveling abroad. And we can bring the world to you in a day, 2 days, 5 days, forever, because it's all here under one roof.
Yep.
You can have a tropical vacation in the water park. You can have a sunny afternoon in the theme park with Nickelodeon, or you can be installed on the Alps skiing, because we have the only indoor ski slope in North America.
Big Snow.
Which is busy from the moment it opens till the moment it closes. And ironically, Big Snow, the actual ski slope, was part of the original project. It's one of only two things that was retained from the original building and concept, and it's crazy popular. So you can come have a daycation, and you can have an escape. I think in the world today, we all need a little bit of an escape from the news, escape from living on top of one another because we're not feeling comfortable to go out of the house often.
Yeah.
And I want people to know we take our safety protocols very, very seriously.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the social distancing.
I spent so much of my time when we had to close down envisioning what a friendly, comforting, and safe environment would feel like and look like. And certainly we worked with the governor's office very, very closely on our safety protocols.
By the way, not to interrupt, but I can tell because I felt completely safe. And I felt like the safety precautions were in place and were extremely evident from the second I walked in. I'm like, this is well thought out. Continue.
Thank you. I can keep my job for another day. Absolutely. And with the guidance of the governor's office, the parks and the entire property, 25% capacity. The idea that we temperature check going into Nickelodeon Universe and we temperature check going into DreamWorks Water Park. Masks are mandatory, and everyone who is an American Dream is an ambassador to the property, and we ensure that people are, one, wearing their masks, and most importantly, that they're wearing it accurately. A mask does not go below your nose, above your mouth. It's not a neck ornament. It is something that covers your nose and covers your mouth. And it's hard to believe that we're still having these conversations at this point in time in the situation, but we are. We encourage hand sanitization. We have outposts throughout the entire property.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have a rigorous housekeeping schedule, and you see housekeeping people everywhere on the property, wiping down. Every time you get on a ride, it is wiped down. Everything is wiped down. So we want people to feel good, comfortable, and know that their safety is a priority, not only for our guests, but it's a priority for those who are part of our community that are taking care of our guests. So thank you for the kind compliment, because you want to ensure that people feel safe, but don't feel that there's an issue why they need to feel safe, because we want people to come and kind of let the worries of the world slide away and just enjoy their families, their friends, and have a great, memorable moment.
And is it true that there's been some marriage proposals going on at the property? I heard a rumor that people were getting engaged.
It is not
right
rumor.
there at American Dream.
It is not rumor. We have had multiple marriage engagements in the garden. We have had multiple marriage engagements here in DreamWorks Water Park. We have had requests to have weddings in Big Snow. We have had requests for weddings in Nickelodeon Universe, in the garden, and in the water park. People love these extreme weddings. So we are actually looking at doing them for many of our guests. So yes, we're a big place to be proposed. So if you're looking for the unexpected proposal, get your ring, get your girl, get your guy, whoever you're marrying, and show on up, and we're the perfect place for the proposal, I promise you. Yes, there is no rumor to this. This is reality.
What are you and your team most proud of?
You know, I think that we're most proud that when people arrive, that the amount of awe that hits their face and the smiles that they leave when they go. I think that to be able to take people from their everyday and transport them to a day that they will never forget makes us very, very proud. And certainly we're happy that we're open. I mean, this is a challenging world we live in, and we reopened, if you will, October 1st. And we opened a year ago, October, and we're looking forward to our grand opening in March, and need we tell the history of the world. But we're so pleased that we're open and that we're able to give our guests the ultimate experience, even in these challenging times.
I can't wait to be a part of the the next one, the grand reopening, whatever you want to call it.
Well, you know, I am quite known for my events and my parties, and nobody loves to throw a crazy over the top event more than Ken Downing.
Make sure Ken Downing mine doesn't get lost in the mail.
No, I promise you, I will
have
hand
you on
deliver
video
it.
and audio.
Yours will probably come attached to a model or something with a silver tray.
Look at you. You already got the creative working on this.
I actually,
you are a designer.
There were invitations that were in development. There were stars that were on our guest list. There was a lot that was already in planning for the big grand opening. The grand, roll the R, the grand opening. And there will be a grand opening.
Nice. Well,
but we will do it when the world is ready for grand
absolutely.
And we can do it with the over-the-top excitement that American Dream deserves and that our guests deserve as well.
Well, what more can you ask for? American Dream, it's already the ultimate vacation destination. You got all the shopping, you got the dining, you got world-class entertainment attractions. What could possibly be next, Ken? What could you share with us?
You need to come back and show us how to ride a roller coaster. Now that you know how to hang 10 in the wave pool or in the circle.
I rode all the coasters. That was an amazing part of the day at Nickelodeon Universe. Wow! And
we may have to make a character out of you, and you can do meet and greets with all the kids
as
and
they
families.
arrive.
As known as you are, you can be a mainstay here on the property.
Let me tell you, Shellraiser is no joke. I underestimated that coaster. But yeah. So what's next? Do you want to share? Is there anything that you can share? Maybe
I
some
can
stuff
share actually.
Okay.
We have an enormous wheel that's being actually built as we speak. The construction crews are out there right now. The American Dream wheel is going up and then once you go up in these amazing capsules, you will be able to see all of Manhattan and greater New Jersey, and also SeaWorld, our Sea Life Aquarium. Our Sea Life Aquarium will be opening spring along with Legoland Discovery. So there are more attractions on the way. In fact, our Sea Life Aquarium was getting ready to open for our grand opening in March, and some of our fish friends were here, but we took careful care of them with the team from Sea Life, and we brought them back to their good homes, and they'll be back on their way again. Fantastic. So yeah, the observation wheel is magnanimous. Wow. It is massive.
Okay.
Think London Eye in the middle of the Meadowlands. It's
Stop it.
Spectacular. No,
All
seriously,
right. I can't wait for this next phase.
In fact, I'm all about the next trend. I promise you there's going to be a lot of marriage proposals in the big wheel.
Of course.
Absolutely. I mean, in your own little comfy, cozy capsule, looking at the world as you go around, there's going to be a lot of marriage proposals in there.
Go big or go home. And
did you Google me?
No, I could tell. You got some swagger, man.
No, I say go big or go home, and I also say more is more, less is a bore, because you know what? In the world today, nobody needs to be bored.
Wow.
You can, anybody can bore you. I am not one to bore anybody. I am here to make people curious. I want people to think in Technicolor, and I want them to see the world through a cinematic lens.
Wow.
And that's really what we do at American Dream. We exceed a guest expectation on every level. And as we continue to grow, as more and more open in the property, our desire to exceed people's expectations grows even more and more. I'm so fortunate. The family who visioned American Dream and our ownership, Don Gramasian especially, he does not know the word no. Much as I took the M out of mall, he took the N out of no and replaced it with a G. He is a go, go, go. You work for individuals like, well, I'm not sure. We are sure. We are sure about who we are, what we want to bring to the community, and we have no fear. We are bold and we are daring, and that's what we bring to American Dream, and that's why we want people to come and live in our reality.
You have to see it for yourself. It's American Dream right there at the Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey. I mean, minutes from Manhattan. The views are will blow you away from quite a few of the points right there. At American
Absolutely,
Dreams.
and a few other views that have not been exposed yet.
Okay,
that will be as I have to tell you what's truly remarkable about the property is it's such a futurist idea. And even as we're kind of living in this unprecedented moment, we were able to pivot and make our 3.3 million square foot property a great property where people can feel safe and feel comfortable because of our size. And we also have the ability to transform ourselves in a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So when big events or small events and entertainment, when people can gather, that is going to be a major priority for us, because this is a property that is transformable and does transform. And that's what makes us very different. You never come and see the same thing twice at American Dream, which makes it very dreamlike. So when you return, you'll be, where did that come from? I don't remember that being there, because we're continually changing and updating and bringing new ideas, and be them for the moment or for long term. There's always something new happening at American Dream.
Well, everyone should plan their own visit today.
Go to vacation, right?
Yeah, get that vacation rolling with you and your family. AmericanDream.com is the website. Of course, follow them on social media at American Dream. Thank you for spending time with us today on CEO Unplugged. Ken Downing, the chief creative of American Dream. You've been amazing. Thank you for this.
And thank you. And I tell you, we're going to make you an honorary dream maker. I think you're one of us. In fact, I know you're one of us.
Didn't someone say once, someone said, we are the music makers and we are the dreamers of the dreams? Who said that?
Now you're going to.
I'll tell you.
You're going to stump the panel. Sorry.
Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah. Well,
you're a modern day Wonka.
I should have known that, because I'm actually I'm trying to be a bigger sugar freak, because my friends at It's Sugar. We also have the world's largest 3-floor candy department
It's
store.
sugar, yeah.
Just in case your kids aren't really already amped up enough, bring them on down because we'll amp them up even more. I'm kind of a savory guy, but yes, you're right. That was Willy Wonka, and noted, and thank you. And I appreciate the compliment. It's quite a high compliment.
I mean,
I've been referred to as the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm 6'3" and weigh 160 pounds, but I'll take Willy Wonka too.
Ken Downing, thanks again, man. It's been a
man.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.